Welcome to the behind the scenes chat of Let's Get Wyrd, New Jersey. It came out in October. It's May. Better late than never. I'm waiting for my cat to jump in my lap. But let's get into it. I remember I started buying props for this movie around Christmas of 2024. So I can't really remember like what was really thought out. I do remember thinking about the beginning where it takes place at Centenary College. And I was like, do I do it? Do I film at Centenary? Like, I don't know why I was just thinking about it. And then, shit you not, hand on a stack of Hustlers. I was sitting there in my kitchen thinking about this, and I get a fucking Facebook message, barely use Facebook, from someone in Ireland who I must have popped up as someone they may know, and it said Hackettstown, because they messaged me and said, in 2003, 2004, I went to Centenary in Hackettstown. It's like, okay, like what are the fucking odds of that? So I was like, all right, we'll just go with the flow on this. But that's, I don't even know where I was going with that. The beginning where the chocolate flows like blood, that's because Hackettstown M&M Mars is here where M&Ms are made and all the Mars candy. But the picture at the beginning that you see, that's that picture right there. I used to literally dress like this. I guarantee right after this picture was taken, I went out in the woods looking for like fucking Bigfoot or a monster or something. And I was wearing sweet Miami Dolphins pants. You can't really tell. But that's how I was. So the idea was this guy goes looking for paranormal shit, can't find anything, down on his luck. So he gets this random letter in the mail and then goes to the spot and he gets everything he's ever wanted and then some. But it was really like, I was always doing New Jersey horror, and with this movie I started thinking of ideas and I was like, I can't really do that, that's not horror. I've done this, happened to me before. I'm like, oh, what's horror? What's not like these? And then when it came to the wrestling part of this, when I thought of that, I was like, well, I can't do that. That's not like. Then I was like, what am I doing? Who gives a fuck? Stop putting limits and putting yourself in a box. Just fucking make what you want to make. Because the wrestling part, as soon as I thought of that, I thought of Michelle Branch Everywhere song, and I was like, I have to do that. So right then and there is when I was pretty much done with the limitations on what am I making. I'm just making whatever I'm thinking of, and it'll probably always lean towards the more comedic side, though, so I guess just say comedy. But I met Scott Hall, I met Bret Hart. So it was a great way. I mean, if I would have, like, if you asked 11-year-old me or 8-year-old me to, like, back then to, like, make a movie, it would probably be somewhat like this, and I probably would have still been dressed up as Bret Hart, too, I shit you not. I kind of just let my inner child take control. This was kind of the beginning, of my life, so this was kind of the beginning. This movie was just like, let's have fucking fun, man. I had to put that in there. That was to set the tone of the movie of like, this is what you're gonna get. So, originally this was written to have a drone, but I couldn't find anybody with a drone. So the original idea I had for Centenary College was I knew when you see my character, even though you just saw me, because I liked that me popping up, I thought of that on the spot. But it was like the idea was I scouted this place and I saw this mural with the bench, and I was like a close up of me with my shoe, then a wide shot. Oh, because I wanted to show off the Macbeths. Shout out to any early 2000s emo kids, fucking Macbeths, Elliots. And then I wanted a wide shot, and then a shot of it going up like this and revealing me smoking a cigarette. and I wasn't supposed to burn my finger. I thought of that on the spot. But so I hired my friend. I was like, hey, can you... I literally... All I wanted was him to do that with the camera. So I paid him $40. He was living in his car. So once I knew I had him, I went on Amazon and bought a security guard jacket. Because I was like, fuck it. Since I have him, I'm going to have him think of other stuff. So that's when we started doing the chasing and shit. And him watching the porn, I figured... catch him watching a porn just for literal no reason. But then it was like, oh, it should be like horror porn, zombie porn, a zombie blowjob, a necro hummer, because I have a song called Necro Hummer by my band, the Galactic Ass Eaters of San Luis Obispo, Gay Oslo for short. I have 150 something songs on YouTube demos. Check them out. But that's how that came about for anybody that asked that. So we do all this, and nobody had a problem with me doing this there. This was in June, so I think school just got finished. But we were walking into a part while the literal security guard was walking this way, where we practically brushed shoulders. Couldn't fucking care less. I don't even think he acknowledged our existence. I'm like, alright, cool. The fountain shot, I had that planned. I knew I wanted to do, I keep looking at that lake. I'm talking to the camera. So all the secondary shit, me running around, we filmed it one time with him. I'm talking on that recorder. I got home, thought I lost it, went back to Centenary College, walked around the whole place again, retracing my footsteps, couldn't find it, came back home, grabbed the jacket that I was wearing, and realized there was a hole in the pocket. So the voice recorder fell into the jacket and it was just stuck in the back. That pissed me off. But yeah, the outfit too. I knew when I wrote the idea, I wrote, like, if he's investigating the paranormal, which this is a real story. Tilly Smith. God, I forgot the name. I'll wait until we get to it. She was murdered at Centenary in like 1890, whatever. But so because of that, I was like, oh, he should wear like 1920s getup. So I bought this outfit, which is fucking sweet, but it got ruined with that milkshake. So we did all this Centenary. Oh yeah, the pee. That's not real pee I drank in that bottle. That was just water with yellow food coloring, but I left it in my car all day while I worked. Before I filmed that after work, it was in June of 2025. It was like humid as fuck and 80 something degrees. That water, that fake piss bottle was so hot. It should have just been piss. It tasted just food coloring and water that's hot. It tasted disgusting. So I also... I paid my friend another $20. I had to go to Dairy Queen and get 2 milkshakes just in case we missed the first throw. But he got it on the first throw, so that was pretty sweet. I had that planned the whole time. It was like, he gets hit in the face with a milkshake. I forget why I wrote that. I think... I get aggravated with the paranormal stuff because you never get a real answer, so you're just hearing the same shit over and you're just like, I want to know what happened. I had my friend yell the lines off camera. It just sounded so... I was like, dude, can you just say it, like, sound like a human being? Like, hey, like, I can't even do it. So I redid it myself. There wasn't weed in that because the police station's right there. Even though I guess it's illegal, but I probably got in trouble. Still a lame-o. I was watching The Burbs and he says that, and the next scene, the sound effects. So the movie changed once I started editing it with sound effects because I started going. I'm like, I'm just gonna make it like Looney Tunes. And you'll see that later with the fucking sheep, man. So, we do the fucking... that, and then originally it went to my studio apartment in it. And I was like, oh, we should go to the gravesite of Tilly that's in Hackettstown. I bought the cheapest bottle of vodka I could find because I needed a plastic jug of vodka. And I knew they were cheap. It was still like $14. When I was drinking back in the day, I thought it was only like $7. I bought that just so I could cut the bottom off and put the camera in, like dump it out and get that shot of my nose near it. Like that was like that's what I spent. But this movie cost me fucking like $4,000 altogether to make. You have no idea all the little shit that adds up. So we filmed at the cemetery. Me, the fake throw up with the gum. Oh yeah, I ate the gum at the centenary. I chewed it real quick and then put it there. It wasn't already there. Then we did the fucking. I gotta see the visuals or I'm fucking getting lost. Yeah, I think I did pretty good acting. But then when we did the next scene when I go to my studio apartment. Oh yeah, and then I decided that's why this is on its own website. See, I had all these notes I lost. I'm just wondering why it's on its own website because I knew I was using all this music I was going to get copyrighted for, and I was not. I was like, I want to use Michelle Branch. I want to use fucking Bret Hart's theme. Like, I was like, I'm not changing it. So I was like, I'm not putting it on YouTube. But this scene is a nice introduction. I realized I can't read for shit. Like when I was doing this scene. In my head, I'm like, today, Junior, because I'm like, can we just need to get past this, and then the movie, like, it didn't seem like it was gonna take that long, but when I watch it back, I'm like, this is fucking dragging. That's why I put cricket noises in it. If you hear cricket noises, I did that on purpose because I realized that this scene is dragging, and the actual background noise is supposed to be like a neighbor just fucking or whatever. So I went on X-Hamster and found a video of a girl getting railed by one of those mechanical machines with a dildo for like 10 minutes and just recorded it long enough so I could use the whole audio for this scene. So when you hear that, I bought that, like that sound, boing, boing, boing. That was the tone of the movie. I was like, all right, we're just going, whatever happens, happens. We're getting weird. That's a picture of my ball sack. That is a sweet fucking light I bought for like $20. That's in the movie for a minute or a second. That's my beanbag. My point is, this, whatever that fucking thing is, glass thing or whatever, I bought that just for this scene. So if anybody wants it, you can have it. It's brand new. Give it to your kid. That's a Jersey Devil statue I got off Etsy from somebody. I can't remember where. So this wasn't planned. I was driving when I see the fence and I go in. That was perfect. I knew there was going to be a scene of me setting up camp. I knew I wanted to be funny, so I went to Walmart and saw they had a child's TP tent. So I was like, getting that. Bought a child's chair. I couldn't figure out the song I wanted to use, but then I decided on the Riverboat Gamblers because I actually thought of the ass shaking to the one guitar part. So I was like, I'm doing it. I'm rocking a Houston Calls shirt in this fucking movie because that band rules. Check out the album, A Collection of Short Stories. While I was shooting this movie, they did their 20th anniversary show at the Crossroads. I was there. It ruled. The pineapple was just a shout out to How I Met Your Mother, for anybody wondering. The bear coat's a shout out to fucking Workaholics. The movie's called Let's Get Weird New Jersey, a mixture of Weird New Jersey and Let's Get Weird from Workaholics. Bear coat. I'm wearing free Carl socks right now as we speak. Come on. But this was fun to shoot. I was just walking around random spots in the woods, outside of the woods, dressed with setting cameras up and lighting. God, the lighting will piss me off to the day I die. But I reshot the stuff of me in the woods with the headlamp so many times because some of it would be brighter, some would be darker. It didn't look like... It was very frustrating. It was so fucking hot too, and that bear coat got so many ticks on it from the woods. Like I was filming at my job in the woods, and I came out of there and I could literally see the ticks on me. And I was wearing Rocco's Modern Life pants. I bought those off Etsy. That's my shout out to Rocco's. This movie is a shout out to everything I love, from horror stuff to cartoons, music, what you hear. Like, it's all there, like Three Stooges, like dumb comedy stuff, like Popeye, the bag of mushrooms. This song, Sound the Alarm Until We Collide, that's my friend's band. 20 years ago, exactly as I speak, we were out and I just moved out to Los Angeles. Drove out there with them. But I knew I wanted to have a montage of me eating the mushrooms and stuff, but that was a little more elaborate in my head because once you start doing shit by yourself with the camera and it's just you always kind of remember, oh yeah, this is what it looks like. Because in my head, there's always like crane shots and stuff. Like, I don't know. I get really amped up, and then when I'm doing it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's just me. So, like, that's why there's just a shot of looking down at me. But, so I could only do so much with that. I love that song. So the forest on fire, lighting red. Right now I have so many lights in my closet that I bought. Some of them, like half of them, are Bluetooth speaker lights. I didn't even know that. I thought they were just lights. So I have so many Bluetooth speakers too. The idea I had did not work because I'm so stupid and I forget that light needs to bounce off stuff. So when you're in the woods and you're trying to light the forest, even though you're surrounded by trees and stuff, it still needs to bounce. Like, the lights weren't strong enough, so it looked like dick. So I was like, I don't know what to do. So I ended up going up to a field that was at night, a wide open field, turned the camera on so it's black, and I took lights just like this into the camera, like, and I just kept doing it, and that's the orange, and I just overlaid it. I got scared shitless by a deer because I was sticking the lights into the bushes and filming, and then I did another wraparound and doing it again, and the bush started shaking, and there was and I pricked up my stuff and I run. I look like a pussy. There's a security camera up there. I would love to see the footage of me running, though. I guarantee it's hilarious. But so that didn't look like. But then, like when I'm editing it, I'm like, oh, I'll use my face. Like, shit happens when you're editing. That's like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I never would have thought this when I wrote it, but I didn't. I thought the idea. But those lights from the first one now are going to be used in Let's Get Weird New Jersey too. That are going to be even better. So like sometimes when things don't work out, it's actually for a better reason. If you have patience and you just wait it out a little bit, you're like, oh my god, I can do this for the second one because I already have all that shit that I didn't use for the first one. Bingo, bingo. I bought the cat puppet, zombie cat puppet, not written into the movie. I saw it online, was like, I need it. Why it laughs, I don't know because I couldn't figure out what to do with it. So I was like, I found sound effects. So I just started. I was like, I'm just gonna have this thing fucking laugh the whole time. And that's what I just went with. I changed the writing. Like, why are you always laughing? Like, because I was like, I don't know what to fucking do with it. But I like the idea of feral cat spray, bear spray. The hand with the tongues, that hand actually crawled. And I was like, this is perfect. So I glued all the tongues to it, and then it wouldn't move because it was too heavy. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So the way I shot that with hand, that's why it's close up, because I'm actually holding the hand on me. So I couldn't do the wide shot, because I wanted it to crawl up my crotch, but I couldn't do it, so I had to hold it there. When I jumped into the tent the first time, I dive in the tent, I thought I broke my thumb. I landed and, oh, it hurt so bad. I hit smelling, that's real smelling salts, and this was the first time I ever hit those in my entire life. That is a real reaction of me doing it. I went down and just was like, oh my god, that hurt so fucking bad in my brain, in my, like... I reshot, funny, the stuff of me and the cat when he throws up on me in the tent. And all this, like when the cat's in the tent laughing and he's like playing with himself. That was all reshot in the tent in my bedroom. Because I didn't like what I had when I shot it out in the woods. So I was like, I'm not going back out in the woods to just do this. I set up the tent in my bedroom. I turned all the lights off and then just lit it like I did outside anyways. So that right now is in my bedroom and not outside. And then when you see me run out into the dirt, that's just green paint water. I love this though. I think this looks like fucking Mars with a tent, and I love the way the fucking orange fades in and the sound effects. Like right here, and then I did the overlay of the glowing lights over me. So, dude, mistakes are the best sometimes because cooler shit happens. I never. That's not how it's supposed to. Like, I love it. Welcome to the Creep Freak show. Direct hit. What the fuck is that? Oh, there was like bombs going off. Like I just started adding sound effects that sounded cool. So I knew originally I bought a manual treadmill that I was gonna walk on. That was the original idea, and then I thought of fireworks. But I was like, how do you see things around? And then the treadmill, I wanted the camera in front of me, so I took the bar off. But now it didn't work as a manual treadmill because you don't have the pressure of the bar. So I ran in place on the treadmill while this is happening. So I didn't need the treadmill anyways. What the fuck is going on outside? But this worked out perfectly. I don't know if you can see that from there. But there's a freeze frame. That is my dick in a stretching mechanism. But I just thought of weird shit. I'm like, what can you do? There's me doing chart art. I stuck an enema in my butt and then shot it out onto a canvas while taking a Polaroid of the guy. Which, that's one of the Polaroids right there. So I got my friend into the sheep outfit. That was a nightmare because you can't see it. I tried it on. I couldn't see shit either. The hands are extended, so you're holding onto these wooden knobs, so you can't actually grab anything, and you can't see. So I had a member in that you walk up and he kicks the camera because it's supposed to go to the wrestling thing with the ECW theme. I was like, and I'm wearing a mask too, and I can't see with my glasses off. So I was like, I think that's all right. When I watched it back, I was like, oh, it's fucking terrible. And then I forgot to reshoot it because I don't have a script supervisor or anybody. It's just me. So sometimes things slip through the cracks. And I was like, it is what it is. I literally bought that book online, How to Stop Being Toxic, just for this scene. I figured, oh, he'd be reading that. These creep freak people. But this is where the comedy ensues, the sounds. And it was... God, it was so hard to film that. But I figured have him just do these stupid sound effects. It's also really hard to shoot a movie when you're trying to get help from people and you're paying them and you're like 45 minutes in, they're like, how long is this going to take? And you're just like, fuck my life, man. All right, let's just get this shit done. Like the wrestling shit was a nightmare. So I knew my dad built the ring for me at Tim's Timber again. The skulls on it. The wrestling ring looks dope. I was going to build a real wrestling ring. And then I was like, alright, we don't need to go that far. The wood's kind of fucking expensive. The rope is really fucking expensive. Those are all real cricket sounds. It was so fucking loud. That's right outside my parents' house. I made that creep. I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted because it sounds like somebody's plowing concrete outside. I don't know. So the wrestling shit was dope. I knew I was going to be dressed up as Bret Hart because I knew when the sheep man kicked me, I was like, I should go back, and I fall into the corner and I'm all of a sudden in a wrestling ring. And I'm in the bear coat. I turn around and when I reappear, I'm dressed as Bret Hart. That was originally how I wrote it, and that's exactly how it turns out. right there. And then I literally wrote out the wrestling match, like choke slam. We'll do this. It's so hard in the costumes. Again, I give my friend credit for helping, but he wasn't making it easy either because he doesn't like wrestling. It's phony, fake shit. How can you like that? So I'm like trying to do. He's like, I would never let that happen to me. I was like, oh my god, you're dressed as a fucking sheep monster, dude. This isn't real life. Just let me fucking knee you in the gut. My god, it's my dream to be Bret Hart. Not now. I don't know. I think he just has dry sense of humor. I think he's fucking with everybody, honestly. But Bret Hart was my guy. So the wrestling match was fun. I knew I was going to use Michelle Branch. The cat is the referee. I wrote that in there. I was like, that'd be funny. There's a lot of just stupid little things in it that I just find funny. I mean, I think all the wrestling shit turned out great for what it is. It's so hard to do it by yourself, even if you have somebody with you. Oh yeah, oh my god, yeah, the wrestling shit. This was at Tim's Timber. Somehow word got out because there's a lot of people that live on that property apparently. And there's a wrestling ring, so people see it. So like, there was a fucking audience when I did this. Like, many people. Both nights. The second night I was by myself, and there was still people there watching me until like midnight, which made it just awkward, especially when things aren't going right, and you just feel eyeballs on you, and you're just like, this isn't working, this isn't working. The song Sound the Alarm, Cutting Deep, from their EP from 2005. This song, goated, one of the greatest songs. So the Jersey Devil, it wasn't even supposed to be the Jersey Devil at first. I was trying to avoid that because I don't really give a shit about the Jersey Devil because I don't even know what the fuck it is. Nobody knows. It's one myth, little sighting. But I made the mask. I bought 2 masks, cut them in half, put them together, added spikes, found red snake print gloves, bought the red jacket, added spikes, cool collar, black dress, werewolf legs with red goat hooves, nails, red nail goat hoof thingies. And I thought it's probably the coolest costume I ever made in my entire... it's in my closet, actually. I don't have it. But even this, just doing the wrestling, I knew it because like my friend was supposed to. I was like, "Can you do the Jersey Devil shit?" And he refused to do it as soon as he saw the collar and then the dress. He was like, "No, he's very. I won't wear a dress." I was like, "Whatever, man, fine." So I had to do it myself. So like I'm just standing there doing the Jersey Devil stuff, and then I'm like changing into the Bret Hart stuff and doing all that. Then he was like, "I hope this looks good when I cut it together." I'm so happy with how all this turned out. And then like the fire thing, I remember I thought of that like a finger. That's just shit. You're like, how do I get from point A to point B? Because you're beating the shit out of yourself. Shattered dreams. This Alkaline Trio song, Over and Out, goated. And this is so cool. Like, the fireworks, one of them didn't work on one of the shots, but I missed the center of the camera with the flame. But the Bret Hart running back with all the fireworks, that's my favorite thing I ever saw. That's in my parents' backyard. Like, my dad is off to the right, sitting on the deck watching. And they're just like, this is a 39-year-old son dressed as Bret Hart running on a fucking treadmill in our backyard at 9 o'clock at night. Like, but my dad's also a fucking legend too, because for the end of the movie, for the tent, for me to come through with the Jersey Devil, he built a wooden box pretty much so we could put the tent on it, and then he cut a hole so it was like nice and steady. It's funny too, the cat was never written into the script, and it became like this main little stupid thing that annoyed the shit out of me. Butcher Babies, Oceana. This worked out. So I like when you think of this stuff and then you shoot it. I was in the tent and I'm like, okay, the Jersey Devil's coming, grabbing me and pulling me. I'm like, well, what do you do besides like ah? So I literally mocked myself by like and this wasn't even intended to be a part 2 or this was just a one and done. But I did like this was all written as is. But I was like, it's you can just end it like that. And then when I did the credits, I wrote end of chapter one. So I was like, well, I guess I got to do a fucking another one. If I turn the camera around, there's fucking Let's Get Weird New Jersey 2 stuff. There's Let's Get Weird New Jersey 2 props everywhere. My whole closet, my bedroom's filled. But yeah, Let's Get Weird New Jersey 1 is fucking awesome. I love it. How long is this? Oh, it's only a half hour. I'm trying to think of I like singing, so I made sure I added into the script too with me driving around. Because I was like, when you write it, you're like, all right, we go here, here, here. And then when you shoot one and you're like about to shoot the next part, you're like, well, it feels like there should be something in between actually. So it's like me singing Mess Cadillac and changing it to Pontiac. I wrote that, was like, I'm going to do that. I think Tony actually liked it because I tagged him in the clip. But again, that's just me shouting out things I love because I love Mest. I remember when I heard Destination Unknown, I was talking to this girl online on one of those AOL chat rooms way back in the day. She was from Chicago, and she was like, oh, if you like that, you might like this band in my area named Mest. I did. Thank you to whoever you were back in 2000 or 1999, whatever that was. Oh, yeah, so the wrestling match shit, though. So my friend helped me, but when he complained, I just shot everything I could with him just to get it done. The next night, I was going to do everything else I needed to do. So I do get him in the sharpshooter, but when you see me having that thing in the sharpshooter and I do this and put my hand up, that's a dummy with the overalls on. I'm dressed in the sheep man costume, shaking the ropes. I'm dressed in the sheep man thing, doing sweet chin music, setting that up. Um, I'm in the other costume, swinging it, but I was already doing that. I'm in the Jersey Devil. Well, I do everything except for the clearly the obvious. But the lighting is a bitch. The wrestling was because every time I moved, because you're like, all right, we'll just you'll throw me in the corner, then you'll fucking choke me with your boot, and then like we'll do this. So you do it, and then you're like, well, hold on, let me get the lighting right. Well, hang on, hold on one second. Like 8 minutes goes by before you get it right, and then you film 3 seconds of just okay. Then you move. Now it's fucking 10 minutes to get the lighting right, and now there's all it's just like holy shit. So I understand what my friend was like. How long is this gonna fucking take, dude? And there's people watching me that I don't even know. You can't see because the lights are on you. I got past them to just have a cigarette, and I'm like, whoa. There's like fucking 11 people standing here watching me. Where did you come from? And then it's like awkward because I'm like I can't. Oh my god. But yeah, Let's Get Weird New Jersey is in full effect. I mean, the only thing stopping me, Let's Get Weird New Jersey 2 is money. If somebody give me $5,000 right now, I can buy everything I need and start. I wrote 2 feature scripts though. I wrote it's like a horror comedy, and then I wrote the sequel to it, and I have the third one outlined, so a trilogy. I'm always working on shit, but yeah, Let's Get Weird New Jersey is definitely my pride and joy. I'm very proud of it. Oh, the beginning song, the All American Reject song. That fucking song rips. I forgot about that song, and I was looking for a song for the intro. And as soon as it came on with the camera's hooked to the front of my car on the hood as it's driving towards Centenary. Bow, I was like, there it is. There it is. But yeah, I just talked for 34 minutes, so hopefully there was some information in there you got about this. I'm trying to think of all the other little things real quick. My pink studio apartment in the movie is just my bedroom closet where all the Let's Get Weird New Jersey 2 shit is. It's really scary in the woods by yourself when you're filming and you have like tripods and you have like bags and equipment and all this stuff, and you're in the woods and you start hearing noises and you feel your heart going and you're like, Jesus Christ, like what if though there is, like what if I'm the news story about this weird guy was filming his weird movies and he got attacked by something and actually died. You read about shit like that. I was like, oh, what if I am the fucking guy? I'm like, I'm fucked. If I fucking drop my glasses or something, I'm screwed. Which happened the last movie. I broke them. But yeah, Thanks for watching. If you're watching, love, peace, chicken grease.